In this next section, we'll be showing you how to pad the powder bike. You can make strap ties and rings from an old bicycle inner tube. You can use these elastic rings and straps to secure the pads to the powder bike. To make a strap tie, cut open the seam of the tube lengthwise and cut 16-inch strips about a ½ inch thick. You can stretch the strips tightly around the pad and then tie a knot, thus holding pad securely to frame. The second type of tie is a tube ring tie. This is easily made by cutting rings across the tube in various thicknesses, a ½ inch to 1 inch or so, and making a rubber band like elastic ring to wrap around the bars and secure pads to the frame. So the next step, you want to cut down your padding to the appropriate size for the pieces to put on your frame. You can pad around the radiator clamps on the foot standing platform by wrapping your pad around and then adding one tube strap, wrapping it several times and then tying. When you pad around the seat hardware, you should double up on the foam to make it extra safe. Wrap pad tightly around all seat post hardware. Then, with one of your tube strap ties, stretch the tie around the pad several times, securing it to the frame. Another area you should pad thoroughly is the handlebars. Put a pad on the bar and then stretch tube rings over the bar ends, and then stretch the rings over the pad, securing the pad to the bar. You can even install a pad cover that matches the color of the rest of your gear. Install cover on pad and then slip tube rings over the end of the bars again, and then you can secure the cover to the pad and the bars. An easy way to pad the stem is to remove the handlebars and then install a couple of tube rings over the stem and then reattach the handlebars. And then once the bars are attached, you can stretch the tube rings out and stuff a pad in there and position it so that it protects you. Make sure the pad covers all areas of the stem so that you're fully protected. Another area of the bike that you want to pad thoroughly is the rear of the frame. I found an old field hockey shin pad at a garage sale, and it matched the color of my gear and my other pad covers, so I decided to use that. Use your tube strap ties to secure the pad to the rear of the frame. Wrap around pad and frame several times and then tie. Make sure all metal tubes and the axles on the rear are covered up with the pad. Another essential area to be covered with crash padding are the front fork tubes and the axle ends. I used the foam hand grips that we got off the bike from the scrap pile and slit them with my scissors and covered them over the ends of the fork tubes, and they covered the axle nuts too. You can use a couple strap ties to secure the pads to the fork tubes. Wrap and tie the straps tightly, making sure that all metal areas in the axle ends are covered with the pad. After you get fork tube 1 done, you can move on to fork tube 2. Slitting pad, covering the fork tube, and then wrapping and tying tightly with a tube strap tie. Pad as much of the bike as you wish. Generally, beginners pad most of the bike, and then as they get more experience, remove excess padding.